Hey guys, so earlier this year I ran a challenge for people who are under 5 grand a month with their agency or SaaS where I did weekly coaching calls. And as part of that, I gave away 4 one-on-one coaching calls. And I got some of the best snippets from those one-on-one calls and I wanted to share them in one video with you. And that's what this is. So let's roll the tape.
What I'm trying to do is like implement all of this. I don't know like what to do. So I'm in the mortgage business and they are building Go High Level for the entire company of 50 people. And they asked me if I would help with that. So I'm doing their CRM and their channel loans. Oh, and of course, it's pretty much all free. What I'm trying to do is like implement all of this. So I started doing it and then I realized how much work it was. And then I was like, wait, I need to charge way more than like $200 for this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know like what to do.
Kind of like 3 things or 4 things here, right? So we have the one-off build outs, sub accounts, affiliate, and education and coaching. I think you're struggling because you're feeling like you have to commit to one of these, or you have to.
I am, because everybody says just pick one, but I'm trying to figure.
Yeah. Where you're at, it's going to be much more effective to just be the flexible person.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like,
and that doesn't mean that you let yourself get pushed around and you agree to way too much for too little. It just means that you can, somebody comes to you and you have a solution for that and you can deploy it quickly and you know the pricing, right? So for one-off build outs, hey, I already have my own high level account. I don't need to upgrade, or I'm on this other person's SaaS. What if what do you think? Can I just can I pay you to build this out for me? Most of the time it would be you deploying the snapshot and customizing it a little bit. Am I wrong?
No, no, but can I deploy my snapshot into their separate sub account under somebody else's name without that person like getting all of my good stuff and like stealing it? You know what I mean?
They won't know unless they go in and check and see what that person's doing. If you notified them and told them how amazing it is and all this stuff, or it somehow gets to them, yeah, that would be more likely. If you're really worried about that, then I would just try to get them off on an affiliate deal and figure out the website thing. But just say look, I don't feel comfortable sharing my stuff into that account. Just seems a little bit shady. I'm sort of the, I know you've put a lot of work into it, but if you can, if there's a low likelihood of this person stealing it, I'm not really I don't really believe in competition. They're not, even if they have it, they wouldn't know what they have, basically.
Yeah. And then I got basically 4 months of free extendly support. And so the other thing that they don't like about the program is the tech support. So how would I integrate something to that?
I mean, if they're going to switch, if you're taking them off, then you may as well just put them in your SaaS.
Exactly.
Yeah. But for some people, the affiliate side is going to be the right move for them because maybe they have a brokerage and they want a ton of accounts and maybe you can give them bulk pricing and make it totally worth it for them. Maybe not, whatever. It's not, it's don't feel like you're shooting yourself in the foot because one person becomes an affiliate or one person never switches to your SaaS or never becomes an affiliate. If you can do the build out and make the 1K or whatever it is, it's worth doing an amazing job for that person and getting referrals. And then some of those other people will turn into more recurring income. Right.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put this at 1,000-ish. I don't know enough about what you're doing to say.
I think that's about, that's what people have said that they would pay.
Would you be excited about that?
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Leave it there. That's awesome. And how long is it going to take you? An hour?
Yeah. To build out, to put the snapshot in and then
Love it. So then sub accounts, how are you getting the people you've talked to so far?
I just anytime someone like complains about their CRM, I just put my booking link in. It's like the easiest thing ever.
In like a group that you're
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
We have pretty much 5 times a day someone asks what's the best CRM.
Okay, I'm putting this in all caps because it's going to be really important. Instead of here's my booking link, just create an overview video that's nearly perfect, so you don't have to repeat yourself over and over again.
Okay, yeah, because
And
that's a
say,
huge
hey,
waste of time.
yeah,
And then they
check
don't
this
buy.
out. And then the right people are gonna be like, oh, this is exactly what I want. I already
Okay.
watched, I already know what I want, right? And then you don't have to waste your time on a bunch of calls.
Okay, cool.
You can also, if you're using Facebook a lot, use your Facebook profile as a landing page.
Hmm.
So people come on and they send
Yeah,
them
like
a
I help
link.
this market with this
Yeah,
thing.
and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
posting, like, the content is
Hmm.
good, not just the like profile, but
Hmm.
also content, right?
The struggle is I have to kind of like, I'm basically running two businesses.
When you say two businesses, you mean because you're selling loans and you're
Hmm.
selling CRM.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, there's going to be the right time for this.
Hmm.
Don't let this blind you. Like, if you really think affiliate is best for somebody, like, they're like, oh, I want to also resell this to loan officers. You're gonna be like, I know how hard that is. You're gonna be saying to that yourself internally,
Hmm.
but like, sure, here you go. Here's
Okay.
the affiliate link. Like, maybe this is right for you. Um, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Then on the education and coaching side, so it sounds like you currently have this deal, but I think there's also a
Short
big
course.
opportunity here for you. Like, they're having you mentor because you're, I assume, good at getting leads and good at
Yeah.
closing. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's another thing you can do on YouTube, is like how to grow your highly effective loan officers, whatever.
Hmm.
Um,
So should I do the YouTube and then teach it, or like should I record the sessions and then
yeah,
turn them
for
into
sure,
short?
record the sessions. I don't know if they'll be YouTube ready. It's up to you what you want to do.
Hmm.
Um, but like, I would record them and probably just have them as a lead magnet. Like, hey, you can check out this 7-day sprint I did with all of these people, and it'll get you clear on your message and
Right.
your
Yeah, because I need to work out the kinks.
yeah, and the, like, what you're going to be teaching. But like, the best model, if I were to start a SaaS tomorrow, would be I run ads to a
Mhm.
product that is information, so it's 100% margin, and it's teaches somebody how to be successful, and then I sell the SaaS as recurring on the back end. So like,
Yeah.
let's say it costs you $500 to $1,000 to get a sale for a course on how to become a really effective loan officer, how I did X amount in loans in whatever time frame. There's kind of two ways you could go with that. I would probably start out with this first one, which would be the $100 kind of low ticket course. Let's call it $100. So
Okay.
this would be like, first page, how I do this thing, and then on the next page there would be a $100 training they could buy that would be like a step up, like, oh, this is really, really good. So it's kind of like teaser on the first
Hmm.
page, and then second page is delivery plus selling $100 training, right? Then
Hmm.
eventually, if you end up wanting to do this, you could do a higher ticket
Right.
course. So let's call it $1,000. And if you figure out how to sell that, then everybody that buys that is going to go through, a percentage of them are going to be like, oh, I totally need a CRM. And then you don't have to compete on,
Hmm.
uh, I'm comparing you against every single CRM. It's like, oh,
So stop focusing
I,
on the CRM part.
yeah, I want to grow my business. Oh, wow, this is the best tool. It really is the best tool. Let me sign
Yeah.
up for it.
Okay, so
So,
instead of just like going and being like, "Hey, buy my CRM," just start putting out that value and that content, and then be like how you do, like this is the tool I use,
yeah,
right? Because I've seen that's how you do it. You don't really even like sell you don't really sell Go High Level. You just tell them like this is what I use.
yeah, and how to use it,
Mm-hmm.
like, demonstrate how to use it. For sure, focus on the value. It's going to take a minute to kind of like
Mm-hmm.
find your rhythm there. But as far as like quick wins of what you can be doing now, that's where those one-off build outs to me are a huge win, because you learn how to deal
Mm-hmm.
with the clients, you learn like nuances of what people might want, you make the snapshot even better, and then, as you're talking about, some of them become recurring, but it's okay if they don't. Like, just accept that for the time being. Like, as much as we want things to be on autopilot, like, right now is not the time to be trying to autopilot anything. It's the time to be
Okay.
more hands-on and more helpful, and really learn how to do what you do with the,
Mm-hmm.
because you know your system works, it's amazing, but deploying that and getting other people to use it is a whole different skill.
Mm-hmm.
And so, how can the more time you put into how can I make this quick? How can I make this as simple as possible to set up and use? That's only going to happen through a lot of trial and error with current clients and thinking through that process a lot.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay. I appreciate it. This was already like exactly what I needed.
Great.
Okay. I'm on the
Super happy to have you
precipice.
in. And it's so cool what you're doing. Like, kudos to you. I know it's overwhelming right now, but you're going to look back in 6 months and be like, "Ooh, I'm so glad I did that."
Yeah.
The big thing is getting me out of fulfillment. The thing right now, getting me out of fulfillment. We're working on simplifying our processes, like I told you.
I think first thing we kind of need to discuss is your niche. How are you feeling about the like selling cold emails specifically to dental people who are trying to reach dental practices and dental people?
Yeah, it's not sustainable. So I remember you kind of saying that. And so I came up with a list of all of the similar businesses, but yeah, I don't think that's not in our future. We're gonna go bigger.
So what does he do right now? Fulfillment?
He does all of the fulfillment of email lists. So he's managing our list building team and does all the campaign building. And then now I'm having him write copy through AI and then send it to me. So he does all the
Oh, that's
fulfillment
right.
side.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think your YouTube channel definitely fits. Like market research right here, me talking about cold email. Like I don't know the first thing about how to set it up because I probably know the first thing. No more than the average person, but I wouldn't really know where to start. And so it's a complex thing that you can simplify for people because you have the expertise. And so you can capitalize on search volume from instantly from other email tools and compare those tools, get some affiliate revenue coming in from that, uh, and get some qualified people coming through they like watch you set it up and they're like, this is too complicated. I just want to work with somebody.
Oh, that's a good idea. So like tutorials.
Yeah, tutorials, tool reviews, yeah, lead scraping and cold email, I would say.
I've
When
tried to do
somebody,
integrations and stuff, and
sorry, good.
it's really hard to get good integration from GHL from Instantly. Well, I've had hired someone to do it as a freelancer, and it just breaks.
When somebody replies, like I assume that's the integration is like someone replies to instantly campaign, fire that over to GHL, and then it adds it to the pipeline and like everything goes through there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we have. We don't have any follow-up set up, and I think that there's two things that we're running into with fulfillment. One is dental thing where there's the capacity. We now have 5 clients that are just in the dental, and so the problem with that is it was volume, right? We can't, there's only so many number of dentists, so many number of offices we can reach. And so I've actually had resistance to bring on new clients because I'm like, oh, am I gonna lose all my clients? Back with high level, I don't want to add too many things because right now we're still working on improving quality by increasing lead volume and increasing copy variations. And then we have like a master inbox that we're sending all the leads, the replies to that our clients have access to. That's how we're doing it right now is we're giving the leads to them for them
Okay.
to handle. Sometimes we have links. The some of the clients we've had the best results with, we have a calendar link in the email for them to click and book right there.
Okay.
But that does affect long-term domain score and stuff. So
Yeah, I think you have bigger fish to fry in terms of like a really complex high level build out. What
mhm.
I think would fix all of your problems on the follow up side was to integrate AI. So like somebody comes through, somebody replies yes, AI takes over that conversation and manually books them and
Okay.
puts them on the calendar. That would be the ideal situation, which would be pretty simple to set up using high level.
Okay. So
You could
GHL.
do it other ways, but it would be, I don't know if instantly does the AI responding.
Is it good though? Because I've heard mixed reviews about it that it can
Not
kind
yet. It's not good yet, but you can plug in a third party. Yeah, I feel like you've got the front end, which is how do we get
Yeah,
as many leads and replies as possible, and then you've got the back end, which once you get the front end, like the back end's annoying for the client if they don't have good systems in place.
yeah.
Um, and so that's where the AI comes in, and I would just be focusing all my attention on how I can fix both of those problems.
I've just been facing a lot of rejections in this game, and like I lost 2 clients because my service I was just learning how to do the service delivery properly, and I had given them guarantee. I think I told you a little bit about them. Just needed to run some things past you and just see what you think, because oh yeah, and the Dominators course is so useful, like so useful. Thank you so much. It's everything I needed, but
Awesome.
I got a few questions basically. So
Yeah.
firstly, I wanted to ask, because I want to start making content. Like, do you think this camera is fine for making content? Or what do you think I could make content in this room here like this? Would you recommend any camera that I should buy?
No, just like the content should be you showing your screen most of the time anyway. So just like
Hmm.
create some slides and like put yourself in the corner. They won't be able to see where you're at. Like a
Not
little
even
bit of an
like
interest
that.
factor having your face on there, but it's not worth anything else right now.
Not even like for social media posts and stuff like that.
Um, no, I don't really think you need to be going into like fancy video at this point. Like
Hmm.
pictures and text totally makes sense. Like anything else is a waste of time for you at this
Okay,
point.
okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, so because I've got SAD with me, like it means that I can kind of like give a more comprehensive like package as an offering, and I can like kind of talk about results that they've got and kind of say they're my own results, kind of. Um, so I've come up with 3 packages, but I just want to figure out what you actually think and whether I should just be. These are the packages. Got the silver, gold, and platinum, but there's like over 20 things on here.
Yeah, it's way too much.
It's way too much.
Hmm. Especially like where you're at, you should just be offering one thing.
Mm, just Google ads, just Facebook ads, or something like that.
Just one package. I mean, ideally it's one platform, but like
Mm,
you should be, if somebody's like, you pitch them the thing, you're like, this is it, this is what you should join. And they're like, oh, do you also do Google? You'd be like, yeah, we do, and have that in your back pocket. But as far as pitching it, like, this is just like decision, like, it's just going to be like, oh, I'm procrastinating this decision because there's so much to look at here. They're just
yeah,
going to
they're
say,
never
can you
gonna.
send this to me so I can look over it? The call you want to
Yeah.
be a situation where they already understand how simple it is and they understand what it is. So you can actually go over their concerns,
Hmm.
you know?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Cool. Um. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna make it one package. I think it. Yeah. I think I just got like carried away like with
Mhm.
this. Wow. Like there's so many options. Anyway, that's fine. So you talk a lot about coming up with like an easy yes offer, and like everyone talks about it so much, but
Mhm.
like I keep thinking like it confuses me a little bit, because I keep thinking like that what my offer I guess is that um it's basically that we're gonna implement this software for you, which will make your lead management easier, which will result in you getting like more booked appointments every month. That's my offer. Is that an easy yes offer?
Um, that's the how. You need to show them the what, basically. Like, what is it going to do for them? So the offer isn't how it happens, it's what you're going to achieve for them. So it would be like, we're going to achieve X result in X time frame using the software. With time, there's money and then there's energy. And so when you come to somebody and you say, I'm gonna grow your business, but you have to work an extra 5 hours a day to make less money than you're currently making per hour, technically. Like you'll make more money, but it'll be less per hour. It's not a good trade. They're not excited about that. And so the time and energy is what a lot of people forget about. So it's like, hey, X amount of patience, which is the money, and you'll be able to do it without calling the leads yourself, um, sifting through all the unqualified leads or whatever else that without is that they really don't want and fits with your offer. That's it. So you need a clear outcome and a clear time frame, and you can do this without making your life worse, basically.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And like those kind of deliverables, like 5 to 10, like let's say big case, so like implant or Invisalign. Would it be fair to say that if I'm doing that, that would be per platform? So if I'm doing Facebook ads, then that would bring in 5 to 10, and then Google ads stacked on top could be an extra 5 to 10.
The answer is you don't really know until you've got 10 clients and you've tested multiple platforms with them in multiple areas. And if I tell you yes, like you're going to go out with that confidence, and then somebody's going to close and you're going to feel bad for having promised them, and it's not going to be exactly what you said.
No, it's true.
So
I'm gonna
back
guess
up a little bit and be like, look, the goal is this is why it's better to simplify. We've got the one platform, and this is our goal. We're gonna When you say what your offer is, it doesn't have to come with this massive guarantee. You could just say, look, we're going to get you 3 to 10 braces patients in the next 60 days, which is pretty reasonable. Like take the time frame out a little bit more, and we're going to do it through software and ads.
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much as always. Like, I appreciate it. Thank you again. Like, the course is everything I wanted it to be. Like, honestly, I'm so happy. I can't believe that I'm in this early. I thought it would be like the end of the year that I'd be in it. So thank you again.
Love it, man.
Honestly.
Yeah.
For some reason, instead of being happy, everything is actually moving in the right direction. I'm stressed the hell out, probably because I'm not used to it.
Kind of like fear of success.
Yeah, I mean, I had a meeting today with like a top 20 commercial roofing company in the US. You know, he gets 1% for each roof, and he wants to offer me 0.5%, which for commercial is huge, right? And I'm balancing between this full-time job I have and the agency, right? And I'm not really used to, I guess, a lot of work. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe this is how it feels to run a company. Not really too many questions, but more of learning from somebody who succeeded, right? Can think about the time you were in my shoes. You were just starting out. You are getting some stuff done. You're finally moving into the right direction. What would you do? What advice would you give to somebody trying to get to 100K this year, or at least 50K?
100K a month or 50K a month by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Every jump in revenue comes at a cost. And that cost is like mental energy, which is what you're feeling now, potential, like a little bit of burnout, having to hire more people, profit margins decreasing. And if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be your only measure of success should be your own enjoyment and learning, not the revenue number you're bringing in for that month. And basically what that means is grow slow and focus on the pro. It sounds super exciting to just like keep closing more and more and more people. We've brought on a few people right now, which is focus on getting them the best results possible and dialing in the systems, because you've got enough where it's like a big enough subset that you'll be able to see what's working and what's not. Keep trying to sell, but like come up with a cadence of selling that doesn't overwhelm you insanely. At what point are you planning on quitting the job?
I mean, as soon as possible. That's the target. However, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how much I need to, outsource it, because currently I don't want to eat too much into profits at the moment, right? I still want to have at least 70%, the classic agency, which is 70%. So I don't want to hire somebody from the US or UK, simply because they're too expensive and their work ethic is usually questionable. Not all of them, but most of the US workers. And this is from hearing from roofers. Maybe people like you and me are different, but workers are quite lazy but demand a lot.
So what does quitting your job have to do with cutting into profit margins?
I mean, it's gonna cost me 2K, which is not a lot. This is where I actually got money to finance my agency in the first place, so I'm not really starting from zero. However, this is something I enjoy, and my full-time job really doesn't take too much effort. You know, there are a few games to be played here and there, which takes around 2 or 3 hours, maybe a week, maybe twice a week. You know, it really depends when we play, but it's enjoyable, right? It's not as stressful because you just watch the game. You know.
Are you working 8 hours a day on it right now?
No, not even close. Sometimes I don't work even on that day. I just check the accounts. It's the employer is very. It's not forceful, right? It's very simple. You just need to cover the games when the team plays.
You're like a referee for esports or something?
No, social media manager.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, so I've been like that for nearly 3 years now.
Okay, yeah, great. So it's essentially like a client/hobby, not really.
Yeah, at some point I'll definitely quit it, but I think it's a bit too early to quit it because essentially right now it's 2K that keeps me from being, if I lose all the clients, I still have that.
Okay. Just be aware that mentally that there's a distraction going on there. I would consider the toll it's taking, not just don't just consider the financial aspect, consider what's my real goal, what am I really trying to do here? Is it worth burning the boats here? I'm not saying it is, but if you really just wanted to scale and focus on that this year, you need to eliminate all distractions. So it's unclear to me whether or not this is just a distraction. Doesn't sound like it is, but it could be to you, and that's something I would say. The question behind the question I'm hearing right now is, how do I work harder?
Yeah.
For me, it didn't happen overnight. It was when I was in the stage we were at where things were starting to happen. I was closing clients. I was starting to get work done. By the time I got to Friday, I was completely exhausted, and I would spend most of Friday watching YouTube and thinking I should work on stuff, but just not being able to do it. And we live in a world where people say, you should really be focusing 100% of your efforts on this thing and going all in and being crazy about it. And the reality is that those people much of the time end up coming out of that and going into a much more free flowing type lifestyle. Are you familiar with Salmon's guy? Insanely disciplined, working 12, 18-hour days, no sugar, nothing except work, basically. And smokes pot every day and doesn't have a schedule, apparently.
Yeah.
This is what I heard, right?
Yeah.
And so I think periods of degeneracy mixed with periods of intense work are the most effective. So for me, I like taking the mornings off because right now I have the baby. It's super enjoyable to spend time with him. My wife needs me in the morning so she can sleep in a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I get on, I work from 1 to 5, and I'm somewhat available when I'm not working from 1 to 5, meaning that the hours outside of 1 to 5, but those are my hours to just sit down and be 100% here and not look at my phone, not be distracted by anything else. I can get done everything I need to get done in that time frame.
Yeah.
So it's a lie that you'd need a whole 12 hours or 8 hours of work to grow the agency. Really what it's going to probably end up being is 4 hours of intense work and 4 hours of learning for you at this point, because learning is a really, really important factor.
For sure. I mean, I'm just and another problem I have is, I was born in a family that was making around maybe $200-300 a month, right? Which is, I guess, middle class in Serbia in that time, right? And now when I'm at 10K, it essentially feels like I'm a millionaire, And that's another block I have, because I don't like expensive cars. I don't really care about expensive watch. Only thing I care is, buying houses, But at some point, even when I fulfill the dream of buying my family a house and have this safe haven in a village, I have nothing really that I want to work, Where is this whole thing going? I mean, again, maybe you don't have the same mindset as me. I was never able to afford that money, but I literally cashed out 1.5K. like it's nothing, you know? And that back then was insane, you know?
Yeah.
We couldn't really, yeah.
So for context, I'm going to get a free electric vehicle. I could buy a Tesla with the money that High Level's going to give me.
Yeah.
And I don't want it. And I like wrestled back and forth, and I'm just like, it's not me. It's not my thing. I value simplicity. I have one car and that's all. I was literally thinking about this morning. I was probably at like between 30 and 50K a month. I wasn't keeping all of that. Like I was taking home between 10 and 15 a month, right?
Yeah.
Because I had a partner and I had other like employees and stuff. And I remember I bought a ticket to go to Mexico. I was just walking around Mexico and I was like, my business is running itself. I'm 22 and I have more money than I know what to do with, right?
You're 22?
So, and it felt like existential, not necessarily dread, but like, what is the point of all this? Which is what you just described.
Yeah.
And the answer is, I mean, in your case, you're not making 100K. You're making, I mean, you're making like 100K a month.
Yeah.
Equivalent.
And essentially with 4K plus another 5K from like 2 other clients, one that is signed today and one before, we are going to be at what? 9K plus full-time job, 11K. And if those two convert, which I'm doing database reactivation for, it's what? Then it's fucking 17K. Like, and essentially February has a chance to be 25K a month. And I already don't know what to do with this money, you know?
Yeah. So the answer is save it. Don't put it in anything insanely risky, because that's what I did with my first 100K and lost it all. And it sucks. It's so.
When I was a kid, I played a lot of Roblox. You know, I played that game, I streamed that game, and I traded all the way to having like over $1 million in revenue in Roblox. When I lost all my jobs in 2022, I got scammed out of 3K. It still hurts me to this day. And I earn 3K like it's nothing, but it still hurts me.
Like, put it in something super safe and get to a number in cash that makes you feel invincible. You're like, if anything ever happened, like literally the world ends, I can take care of me and mine, right? Get to that point in cash and put it in a high yield savings account or whatever you're able to do. I don't know what it's like there, but if you want to put it in super safe stocks as well, you could do that as well. But get to 100K, and then after that, you can look up and breathe a little bit and be like, okay, what am I going to do? And during that process, I think there's two things you need to spend on. One is experiences that are really important to you. So you don't like, what's that?
I like traveling, and I definitely want to pay vacation for my parents' stuff.
Yeah, so do that. And you don't listen to people that say just save, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you have way too much money than you know what to do with. And like, the goal is not to go out of this life with a ton of money. It's to go out of life with a ton of experiences. And so if you get this out of your system earlier, you're going to have more life experience to draw upon. And later in life, when you've done all the traveling you want to do, you've had a lot of the experiences you want to have, you're not going to feel like you wasted any time now. And there will come a point where there will come seasons where you want to work more. You want to spend more time, make more, just do it for the sake of, making the money and playing the game for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you take the time to travel and have the experiences and kind of withdraw, then when you come back, you can come back with more power, more focus, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I would commit to a rate where you're like, this is how much I'm going to save a month just to be super safe. But I'm also going to make sure I do X, Y, and Z in 2024 when it comes to traveling and experiences.
I see. You said like go high level and stuff. I'm really looking to, I have a YouTube channel as well. So I'm looking to I'm not sure if you give advice on that as well, but considering that you are such a really good affiliate high level, since you Tesla, that's something I want to get to, simply because it's a very nice passive income. Honestly, it's something that you can fall onto, and people who actually get your affiliate usually don't go out of business easily, simply because they already have money to pay like 300, 500. How does somebody grow like you did? You know, I mean, you are probably one of the first connections I guess I made, and you are the highest tier of SMMA guy I spoke with. You know, yes over DM, but never over the video.
So I would say make videos about stuff that you already know and you can speak to better and more authoritatively than anybody else. And so that's why a lot of beginners struggle on YouTube, because they're not making any content that's unique, because they're just becoming like cheap knockoffs of other people. And
yeah, everybody wants to be Mangadze with the editing.
If you can't be different, you can be useful. So that's for me, like I'm just not good at going viral, and I've given up trying to do it because I just don't care.
Yeah.
And instead, the thing that people seem to want from me is simple tutorials breaking down complex topics. And so if your first plan doesn't work out, make 5 different genres of content and see which one pops off, and your audience will tell you what they need. Or what they like from you, you know. They'll vote with their time by watching those videos.
Of course, makes sense. So theoretically, going forward, what do you think is the way with the agency? I mean, obviously you cannot tell me the details because you're not really involved into anything like this, but I'm just wondering, like, as you said, like, who should I hire first to free up?
So don't let your craving for high margins let you hire somebody that's going to damage your reputation and cause you a lot of headaches. Because at this point, paying more and having less margins is worth the ability to just focus on how can I get more clients and funnel those into a system that I know is going to work and is going to like crush, you know? And so it's not always true, but the cheaper you go, the more work you're going to end up doing, which I know you don't mind doing the work, but also the more expensive you go, the better, the more experienced the person is, the more you're going to learn from them and the faster you're going to be able to scale.
Yeah.
So if I could go back and tell myself, which is the beginning of this call that we're having, you asked if I was in your position, what would you go back and tell yourself? Don't hire cheap. I would say find the most experienced person you can and send the work to them, because that's how you get out of struggling. You're going to struggle for as long as you hire.
So experience over profits, I guess.
Yeah, because that will contribute to the most enjoyable business long term. You don't want people calling you saying this isn't working, it's not, you know, it's not what I thought it was, the leads suck, all this stuff. You want someone you can lean on in those times, what's going on, and they're going to actually fix it instead of turning around and. So hopefully there was a golden takeaway or two in this video for you. If there was, leave a like, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and check out the other videos on the channel. Take care.